Master Your Mind, written by Justin Tracy, published by Simple Audiobooks. Introduction. The introduction to Master Your Mind is an invitation to embark on a transformative journey of self-discovery, mental empowerment, and purposeful living. It begins with the profound recognition that the mind is the most powerful tool we possess, yet its potential often remains untapped or misused. In our fast-paced and complex world, the mind can either act as a reliable ally or a formidable barrier, shaping our experiences, decisions, and outlook on life. Many people find themselves caught in a cycle of reactive thinking, overwhelmed by distractions, stress, and external pressures that cloud their judgments and disconnect them from their true aspirations. The book positions itself as a solution to this challenge, offering a structured approach to reclaim control over the mind and harness its power for positive transformation. At its core, the introduction emphasizes that mastering the mind is not about achieving perfection, but about developing a deeper understanding of one's thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. It suggests that self-awareness is the starting point for all meaningful change. By learning to observe and analyze their thought patterns, readers can uncover hidden beliefs and mental habits that influence their actions, often without conscious recognition. These subconscious influences, referred to as limiting beliefs, are framed as invisible barriers that prevent individuals from realizing their full potential. The book promises to guide readers in identifying these beliefs, challenging their validity, and replacing them with empowering perspectives that align with their goals and values. The introduction goes on to explore the concept of mental resilience, portraying it as an essential skill for navigating life's inevitable uncertainties and setbacks. It describes resilience as the ability to maintain balance and forward momentum, even in the face of adversity. Through practices such as mindfulness and gratitude, readers are encouraged to cultivate a mindset that embraces discomfort and views challenges as opportunities for growth. This process involves developing a tolerance for uncertainty and learning to find strength in vulnerability, recognizing that setbacks are not failures, but stepping stones toward progress. Focus and clarity presented as the antidotes to the pervasive distractions of modern life. The introduction delves into the importance of setting clear, meaningful goals and aligning daily actions with long-term aspirations. It emphasizes that clarity of purpose not only enhances decision-making, but also fosters a sense of direction and motivation. Readers are encouraged to prioritize their energy and attention, filtering out the noise to concentrate on what truly matters. This emphasis on intentional living is complemented by strategies for enhancing concentration, creating routines that support productivity, and maintaining a state of flow in their pursuits. Emotional intelligence emerges as another cornerstone of the book's philosophy. The introduction explains that mastering one's emotions is as critical as mastering one's thoughts. Readers are guided to explore the role of emotions in shaping their interactions, relationships, and decision-making processes. By learning to recognize and regulate their emotions, they can respond to situations with empathy, patience, and clarity, rather than reacting impulsively. Emotional intelligence is also portrayed as a tool for fostering meaningful connections with others, helping readers navigate interpersonal dynamics with grace and authenticity. The book further explores the science of habits, highlighting their profound impact on shaping identity and outcomes. The introduction explains that habits, though often overlooked, are the building blocks of daily life. Readers are encouraged to examine their current routines and identify those that hinder their progress. Through the principles of habit formation, they can replace unproductive behaviors with intentional practices that align with their goals. The process of habit change, presented as a powerful means of creating a life that reflects their values and aspirations. Visualization is introduced as a method for aligning the mind with the future one desires. The introduction describes how vividly imagining one's goals and successes can enhance motivation and focus, providing a mental blueprint for achievement. This practice, combined with effective goal-setting techniques, enables readers to turn abstract dreams into concrete realities. One of the most profound aspects of the introduction is its exploration of the power of letting go. It challenges the conventional notion that control equates to mastery, suggesting instead that true freedom comes from releasing the mental and emotional burdens that weigh us down. Whether it's letting go of past failures, fears, grudges, or perfectionism, this act of release is framed as a courageous step towards self-liberation and growth. By letting go, readers can create space for new possibilities and a clearer, more authentic connection with themselves. Finally, the introduction sets the stage for the journey ahead by reassuring readers that mastering the mind is not a destination, but a lifelong practice. It emphasizes that personal growth is a continuous process, requiring patience, persistence, and an open heart. The book promises to be a companion on this journey, providing practical tools, insights, and encouragement to help readers navigate the challenges and triumphs they encounter along the way. Through this process, readers are empowered to unlock their full potential, live with purpose, and create a life that reflects their truest selves. The introduction serves as both an invitation and a declaration, affirming that the greatest transformations always begin from within, and that the mind, when mastered, holds the key to a life of meaning, fulfillment, and peace. Chapter 1: The Power of Self-Awareness. The first chapter delves deeply into the transformative power of self-awareness, highlighting it as the essential foundation for personal development and mastering the mind. Self-awareness is presented as the ability to observe and understand one's inner world, encompassing thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and behaviors, and recognize how these elements influence actions, relationships, and overall life direction. This chapter emphasizes that self-awareness is not a passive understanding, but an active, ongoing process of reflection and exploration. Readers are guided to see how their subconscious patterns, such as emotional triggers, automatic reactions, and ingrained beliefs, shape their everyday decisions and responses to life's challenges. For example, they are encouraged to notice moments when emotions like frustration, fear, or joy arise, identifying their origins and learning how these feelings influence their behavior. The chapter introduces practical methods to cultivate this awareness, such as mindfulness meditation, which trains the mind to stay present and notice thoughts without judgment, and journaling, which offers a structured way to explore recurring themes and emotional patterns. Through these techniques, readers are empowered to observe their inner dialogue and identify limiting beliefs that may have formed during childhood or past experiences. The narrative stresses the value of pausing to reflect on questions like, "Why do I feel this way?" or "What belief is driving this reaction?" to unearth deeper truths about oneself. Another focus of the chapter is the role of vulnerability in self-awareness. It encourages readers to confront uncomfortable truths about themselves, such as areas of weakness, unresolved fears, or unhealthy habits, without self-criticism, emphasizing that growth stems from acceptance and compassion rather than harsh judgment. Vulnerability, it suggests, is not a sign of weakness, but a gateway to authenticity and deeper self-understanding. By recognizing and owning their flaws and imperfections, individuals can free themselves from self-imposed limitations and move toward a more empowered state of being. The chapter also examines how self-awareness impacts relationships and interactions with others. By understanding their own emotions and thought patterns, readers can better empathize with and communicate effectively with those around them. This clarity reduces misunderstandings and conflicts, fostering healthier, more meaningful connections. Furthermore, the chapter links self-awareness to decision-making and goal-setting, explaining that individuals who understand their true desires, values, and motivations are better equipped to make choices aligned with their authentic selves. It emphasizes that self-awareness enables readers to distinguish between what they genuinely want and what societal pressures or external influences may dictate. To help readers apply these concepts, the chapter includes exercises that encourage observing their mental and emotional states throughout the day. One example is a self-check-in, where readers pause periodically to ask themselves how they are feeling, what thoughts are occupying their minds, and whether their current actions align with their larger goals. It also discusses common barriers to self-awareness, such as fear of judgment, resistance to change, or avoidance of discomfort, and provides strategies for overcoming these obstacles. Readers are reassured that self-awareness is a skill that develops over time with practice and patience. The chapter concludes by reinforcing the transformative potential of self-awareness. It describes how this practice not only helps individuals navigate challenges with greater clarity and resilience, but also serves as a foundation for every other aspect of mental mastery. When individuals understand themselves deeply, they gain the power to change limiting behaviors, build meaningful relationships, and live with intention and purpose. The overarching message that self-awareness is the key to unlocking a life of authenticity, growth, and empowerment. By investing in this process, readers are taking the first critical step on their journey to mastering their minds and creating the life they desire. Chapter 2. Breaking Free from Limiting Beliefs. The second chapter delves deeply into the concept of limiting beliefs, emphasizing how they are among the most significant barriers to personal growth and fulfillment. Limiting beliefs are described as deeply rooted thoughts or assumptions that individuals accept as truths, often without questioning their validity. These beliefs can stem from various sources, including early childhood experiences, cultural conditioning, societal expectations, or past failures and disappointments. They quietly shape how people view themselves, their abilities, and their potential, often creating mental walls that confine them to a life that feels smaller than what they truly desire. The chapter explains that limiting beliefs operate beneath the surface, subtly influencing decisions, sabotaging opportunities, and reinforcing feelings of inadequacy, fear, or unworthiness. For example, someone might believe they are not intelligent enough to pursue a challenging career, unworthy of love and meaningful relationships, or incapable of achieving financial success. These beliefs, though often irrational or unsupported by evidence, feel real because they are deeply embedded in the subconscious mind. This chapter guides readers in uncovering and confronting these hidden beliefs by becoming more aware of the negative self-talk and recurring doubts that arise in specific situations. Readers are encouraged to ask probing questions such as, "Why do I believe this? Where did this belief come from? And is this belief serving or limiting me?" Through this process, they can trace the origins of these beliefs, recognizing them as learned behaviors or protective mechanisms that may no longer be relevant or helpful in their current lives. The narrative emphasizes that limiting beliefs are not immutable truths, but mental constructs that can be redefined or dismantled. By challenging these beliefs with curiosity and critical thinking, individuals can begin to see alternative perspectives and create new, empowering narratives. The chapter introduces actionable strategies to break free from limiting beliefs, starting with cognitive reframing. This involves identifying negative thoughts and consciously replacing them with more constructive and supportive ones. For instance, transforming "I always fail at new things" into "every failure teaches me something valuable, and I am capable of learning and growing." Readers are also guided to use affirmations, where they repeat positive, self-affirming statements that align with the person they want to become. Visualization techniques are another tool discussed, allowing readers to imagine themselves successfully achieving their goals and embodying the traits they aspire to develop. These exercises help reprogram the subconscious mind, reinforcing beliefs that align with their highest potential. Another key aspect of the chapter is addressing the emotional component of limiting beliefs. It explains that these beliefs are often tied to unresolved fears, past traumas, or experiences of rejection, failure, or criticism. Readers are encouraged to acknowledge and process these emotions through practices such as journaling, therapy, or mindfulness, creating space to release the grip these feelings have on their current mindset. The chapter emphasizes the importance of self-compassion throughout this process, reminding readers that overcoming limiting beliefs is not about perfection but progress. By treating themselves with kindness and patience, they can navigate this transformative journey more effectively. The chapter also explores the role of external influences in reinforcing or dismantling limiting beliefs. It advises readers to audit their environment and relationships, seeking out positive, growth-oriented influences that inspire and support their journey. Surrounding oneself with uplifting people, consuming empowering content, and engaging in environments that foster self-improvement can accelerate the process of breaking free from negative thought patterns. Conversely, recognizing and distancing oneself from toxic influences that reinforce doubts and fears is equally important. To solidify the process of breaking free from limiting beliefs, the chapter encourages readers to take action in small, intentional steps that challenge their old narratives. For example, someone who believes they are not good at public speaking might start by practicing in front of a supportive friend, or joining a low-stakes group to build confidence. Each small victory helps create new evidence that contradicts the limiting belief, gradually replacing it with a more empowering one. The chapter highlights that transformation is not instantaneous, but a gradual process requiring persistence, commitment, and a willingness to step outside of one's comfort zone. Ultimately, this chapter assures readers that breaking free from limiting beliefs is not only possible but life-changing. It reframes the process as an opportunity to reclaim control over their narrative and rewrite the story they tell themselves about who they are and what they are capable of achieving. By confronting these mental barriers, readers can unlock a new sense of freedom and possibility, paving the way for personal growth, self-confidence, and a life that aligns with their true desires and potential. The journey of releasing limiting beliefs is framed as a courageous act of self-liberation, one that leads to profound shifts in how individuals see themselves and engage with the world. Through this transformative work, readers are empowered to create a reality that reflects their highest aspirations and deepest values. Chapter 3: Building Mental Resilience. The third chapter provides a comprehensive exploration of building mental resilience, presenting it as the cornerstone for navigating life's inevitable challenges, uncertainties, and setbacks with strength, adaptability, and clarity. Resilience is described as the mental fortitude that enables individuals to recover from difficulties, maintain emotional equilibrium, and persevere toward their goals, even in the face of adversity. It is emphasized that resilience is not an inherent trait, but a skill that can be cultivated and strengthened through intentional practices and a shift in mindset. The chapter begins by explaining that resilience starts with the understanding that challenges are a natural and unavoidable part of life. It reframes hardships as opportunities for growth, where individuals can learn, adapt, and emerge stronger, rather than as insurmountable obstacles or evidence of failure. This perspective, rooted in the concept of a growth mindset, lays the foundation for resilient thinking. Readers are guided to explore the interplay between self-awareness and resilience, learning how to identify their thoughts, emotions, and behaviors during times of stress or difficulty. By becoming attuned to their internal reactions, they can better manage their responses and prevent being overwhelmed by negative emotions or counterproductive behaviors. The chapter introduces emotional regulation as a critical aspect of resilience, teaching techniques such as deep breathing, mindfulness, and grounding exercises to calm the mind and body in moments of stress. These practices help individuals stay present and focused, preventing the mental spiral that often accompanies adversity. Cognitive reframing is presented as a transformative tool for building resilience. Readers are encouraged to examine their perceptions of challenges and consider alternative interpretations that empower rather than discourage them. For example, instead of viewing a career setback as a failure, it can be reframed as a stepping stone for personal and professional growth. By consciously shifting their perspective, individuals can maintain optimism and motivation, even in the face of uncertainty. The chapter also emphasizes the importance of self-compassion, encouraging readers to treat themselves with kindness and understanding when they face setbacks, rather than succumbing to self-criticism or despair. This practice fosters a supportive internal environment that enhances resilience and emotional well-being. The chapter explores the practical role of daily habits and routines in cultivating resilience. Readers are advised to establish a foundation of healthy practices, including regular exercise, balanced nutrition, sufficient sleep, and consistent mindfulness or meditation. These habits are portrayed as critical for maintaining physical and mental energy, which are necessary for responding effectively to challenges. Additionally, the chapter highlights the role of supportive relationships in resilience, explaining that strong connections with family, friends, or mentors provide emotional support, perspective, and encouragement during difficult times. Readers are encouraged to nurture these relationships and seek help when needed, reinforcing the idea that resilience is not about facing struggles alone, but drawing strength from a network of positive influences. Another critical aspect discussed is the development of problem-solving skills. Readers are guided to approach challenges methodically, breaking them into smaller, manageable steps and focusing on actionable solutions, rather than being overwhelmed by the magnitude of the problem. The chapter explains that a proactive approach to challenges fosters a sense of control and competence, both of which are essential components of resilience. Alongside this, readers are encouraged to identify their core values and align their actions with these guiding principles. This alignment provides a sense of purpose and direction that helps sustain motivation and focus, even during challenging times. The chapter also addresses the importance of resilience in the face of significant adversity, such as personal loss, failure, or major life changes. It reassures readers that resilience does not mean being unaffected by pain or hardship, but rather learning to process and navigate these experiences constructively. Practical exercises, such as reflecting on past challenges and identifying the strengths and skills developed through those experiences, help readers recognize their capacity for growth and endurance. Additionally, the chapter introduces gratitude practices, which shift focus toward positive aspects of life and create a more balanced perspective during difficult periods. Readers are reminded that resilience is a lifelong practice that requires persistence, adaptability, and an open mind. The narrative emphasizes that each experience of overcoming a challenge contributes to a growing reservoir of strength and wisdom, enabling individuals to face future difficulties with greater confidence and clarity. By building mental resilience, individuals can develop a foundation of inner strength that allows them to adapt to change, recover from setbacks, and pursue their goals with unwavering determination. Ultimately, the chapter assures readers that resilience is not just about surviving hardships, but thriving through them, creating a life that is not only balanced and fulfilling, but also deeply empowered and purpose-driven. Chapter 4. Harnessing Focus and Clarity. Chapter 4 explores the critical role of focus and clarity in transforming the way we approach personal growth and success. In a world overloaded with distractions, whether through technology, social media, or the constant stream of information, focus becomes an invaluable asset. The chapter begins by describing focus as the ability to direct mental energy toward a singular goal, blocking out everything that doesn't contribute to that objective. It emphasizes that being able to stay concentrated on one task at a time leads to higher productivity and greater efficiency, as you're not splitting your attention across multiple things. This not only boosts your ability to finish tasks, but also the quality of your work, because the mind is fully invested in what it's doing. A major point the chapter makes is that without clarity, focus is impossible. Clarity refers to understanding precisely what you want to achieve, where you're headed, and why it matters. When clarity is absent, it's easy to be overwhelmed by choices, indecisive about actions, or distracted by irrelevant things. The chapter dives into how having a clear vision provides a sense of direction, making it easier to say no to distractions and yes to what truly aligns with your core goals. This clear sense of purpose becomes a guiding force, making decisions less stressful and more aligned with your deepest aspirations. The clearer you are about what you want and where you're going, the more effective your focus will be, as everything else fades into the background. To further emphasize the connection between focus and clarity, the chapter explains how mental clarity allows for better decision-making. When the mind is cluttered with unnecessary thoughts, it's harder to see the right path forward. The chapter introduces ways to cultivate clarity, such as through self-reflection, journaling, or seeking quiet moments of solitude to process thoughts. By getting rid of mental fog, you become more capable of making quick, informed decisions, thus avoiding indecisiveness and procrastination that often stem from a lack of clarity. The chapter also explores how developing focus is a habit that needs to be nurtured and practiced daily. It offers actionable strategies, such as breaking tasks down into smaller, manageable steps to prevent overwhelm, and using time-blocking techniques to limit distractions. The idea is that focus isn't a trait you're born with. It's a muscle you strengthen over time. Through consistent practice, you learn to become more present in whatever task you're undertaking, whether it's work, personal development, or relationships. This repeated engagement with tasks without giving in to distractions gradually enhances your focus, allowing you to perform better in every area of your life. In terms of overcoming external distractions, the chapter provides insight into managing technology and information overload. In today's digital age, interruptions are relentless. Social media, notifications, and even constant emails can easily derail your focus. The chapter offers strategies for minimizing these distractions, such as creating a work environment free from digital temptations, setting clear boundaries with others, and practicing deep work periods where you concentrate on one task for an extended time. By controlling the environment around you, you can foster a mental space that allows for sustained focus. Additionally, the chapter introduces the idea that clarity also involves understanding your values and purpose. If your goals aren't connected to your core beliefs, it's easy to lose sight of them when the going gets tough. The chapter encourages readers to regularly reassess their values and how their current path aligns with those values. It suggests that this constant reflection ensures that you're not only focused on the right things, but also pursuing what truly brings meaning and satisfaction to your life. To further deepen focus, the chapter discusses the concept of mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of staying present in the moment and observing thoughts without judgment. It encourages readers to incorporate mindfulness exercises into their daily routines, whether through meditation, deep breathing, or mindful walking to calm the mind and refocus when distractions arise. This creates a mental environment where clarity can flourish, allowing you to consistently return to the present moment and avoid getting lost in thoughts about the past or future. Another section delves into the power of eliminating physical clutter as a way to promote mental clarity. The environment you spend time in can have a profound impact on your focus. The chapter advises decluttering your physical space to create an environment conducive to deep work. A tidy, organized workspace reduces cognitive overload and signals to the brain that it's time to focus. Furthermore, the chapter discusses how this practice extends to digital clutter, like clearing your email inbox or organizing your digital files, so that distractions are minimized in all areas of life. The chapter also highlights how focus and clarity lead to greater resilience, especially when setbacks occur. Life is full of challenges, but with clear goals and focused efforts, you're better equipped to deal with obstacles. The chapter discusses how maintaining a clear vision helps you navigate failure, not as a roadblock, but as a stepping stone toward greater success. When you're focused on your goals, setbacks become less daunting because you know they're temporary and part of the larger journey. The clarity of your vision makes it easier to bounce back, learn from mistakes, and move forward with renewed energy. Finally, the chapter explores the long-term benefits of cultivating focus and clarity, not just for productivity, but for well-being. With a focused, clear mind, individuals experience less stress, feel more in control of their lives, and find deeper satisfaction in their achievements. It suggests that by committing to the practices of focusing and clarifying your path, You create a life that's intentional, fulfilling, and aligned with your true desires. This focused approach transforms not just your day-to-day productivity, but the very trajectory of your life. Chapter 5. Emotional Intelligence in Action. Chapter 5 thoroughly explores emotional intelligence, emphasizing its central role in personal and professional growth. The chapter starts by explaining that emotional intelligence aims to the ability to recognize, understand, and manage emotions in both oneself and others. It is broken down into key components that contribute to overall emotional well-being and success: self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. Self-awareness is the foundation of emotional intelligence, allowing individuals to gain insight into their own emotional states, strengths, weaknesses, and behavioral patterns. The chapter highlights how understanding your emotional triggers, whether they are frustration, excitement, fear, or stress, enables you to respond to situations more thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. By being more aware of your feelings, you can make decisions that are in line with your long-term goals rather than acting out of temporary emotions. Self-regulation is another critical aspect of emotional intelligence that the chapter examines in depth. Self-regulation refers to the ability to control emotional reactions, especially under pressure or in stressful situations. When individuals can manage their emotions effectively, they avoid rash decisions, anger outbursts, or negative emotional spirals that can derail progress. The chapter provides examples of how self-regulation fosters resilience in challenging circumstances, as it allows individuals to stay calm, think clearly, and maintain focus even when things aren't going as planned. The ability to pause and take a step back before reacting can be the difference between making a measured decision and impulsively acting out of frustration or fear. The chapter discusses techniques for improving self-regulation, such as deep breathing, mindfulness, and cognitive reframing, all of which help individuals regain composure and choose their emotional responses consciously. The chapter then transitions to motivation as another key component of emotional intelligence. Motivated individuals are not only driven by external rewards, but also by internal factors such as a sense of purpose, personal growth, and passion for their work. The chapter highlights how emotional intelligence is closely tied to intrinsic motivation, the ability to pursue goals with persistence, optimism, and enthusiasm, even when faced with obstacles or setbacks. Emotional intelligence helps individuals stay committed to their objectives by allowing them to manage discouragement or frustration and maintain a positive attitude even during difficult times. Motivation fueled by emotional intelligence is not just about achieving external success, but also about cultivating a sense of fulfillment and growth along the way. Empathy, perhaps the most recognizable component of emotional intelligence, is another major focus of the chapter. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others, which strengthens social connections and enhances communication. The chapter explains how empathy enables individuals to be more attuned to the emotions of those around them, allowing for better interpersonal interactions and more effective teamwork. By understanding other people's perspectives, individuals with high emotional intelligence can respond more appropriately to others' needs and emotions, fostering trust and cooperation. This deep sense of empathy is particularly useful in leadership, where the ability to connect with others and understand their emotional states can enhance motivation, resolve conflicts, and build supportive, positive environments. The chapter also addresses the importance of social skills, which are vital for effective communication and relationship building. Emotional intelligence empowers individuals to navigate complex social dynamics, from resolving conflicts to negotiating solutions in challenging situations. Active listening is a core social skill highlighted in the chapter, as it allows individuals to truly understand what others are saying and respond in a way that makes them feel heard and valued. The chapter stresses that emotional intelligence in actions, not only being aware of one's own emotions, but also adapting communication styles to match the emotions and needs of others. This includes using nonverbal cues like body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice to convey understanding and openness. High emotional intelligence leads to smoother, more harmonious interactions with others, whether in personal relationships or professional settings. A crucial section of the chapter is dedicated to the role of emotional intelligence in resilience. It discusses how individuals with high emotional intelligence are more adaptable to change and better able to cope with stress. Instead of becoming overwhelmed by challenges, they can harness their emotions to maintain a sense of control and optimism. The chapter describes how emotional intelligence allows people to view setbacks as learning opportunities rather than failures, leading to greater emotional resilience. It suggests that developing emotional intelligence helps individuals maintain a long-term perspective, so they don't get bogged down by temporary difficulties or negative emotions. This capacity for emotional resilience becomes a powerful tool in overcoming adversity and bouncing back from difficult situations with renewed strength. Leadership is another area where emotional intelligence has a profound impact. The chapter emphasizes that emotional intelligence is a critical skill for leaders, as it allows them to understand and motivate their teams, handle conflicts, and foster an environment of trust and collaboration. Leaders with high emotional intelligence can read the emotional dynamics of their team members and adjust their approach to fit the needs of the group. Whether it's offering encouragement during difficult times or providing constructive feedback in a way that is supportive and empowering. By demonstrating emotional awareness, empathy, and self-regulation, leaders inspire loyalty, improve morale, and create a positive, productive work culture. The chapter also provides practical strategies for enhancing emotional intelligence. These include mindfulness techniques, such as meditation or journaling, which help increase self-awareness and foster emotional clarity. It also suggests practicing emotional regulation by learning how to pause before reacting, using techniques like deep breathing or visualization to calm the mind and reset emotional responses. The chapter encourages individuals to seek feedback from others, as this helps increase self-awareness and provides insight into how one's emotions affect others. Regular reflection on one's emotional responses and interpersonal interactions is another strategy for improvement, as it allows individuals to identify patterns, triggers, and areas for growth. Finally, the chapter concludes by emphasizing that emotional intelligence is not a fixed trait, but a skill that can be developed and refined over time. It encourages individuals to view emotional intelligence as an ongoing practice rather than something that is innate or permanent. By committing to improving their emotional awareness, regulation, empathy, and social skills, individuals can significantly enhance their personal and professional relationships, navigate challenges with greater ease, and lead a more fulfilling, balanced life. Through sustained effort and self-reflection, emotional intelligence becomes a powerful tool for creating positive, lasting change. Chapter 6: The Science of Positive Habits. Chapter 6 provides an in-depth exploration of how positive habits are formed and the neuroscience behind them, revealing how this process can lead to lasting personal transformation. It begins by describing the brain's capacity to form habits, which are essentially automatic behaviors triggered by specific cues. The brain's basal ganglia, a region involved in habit formation, stores the patterns of behavior that we repeat. When an action is repeated often enough, the brain starts to conserve energy by making that behavior automatic, meaning less conscious thought is required to perform the task. The chapter explores how this efficiency helps free up mental resources for other activities, which is why habits, both good and bad, become ingrained over time. Through the repetition of behaviors, neural pathways strengthen, making the actions easier to execute with less effort, thus transforming them into second nature. Positive habits are formed in the same way, with the brain associating certain actions with rewarding feelings, such as a sense of accomplishment, relief, or pleasure. The chapter then discusses the concept of the habit loop, a cycle of behavior that consists of three components: cue, routine, and reward. The cue is the trigger that initiates the behavior. The routine is the behavior itself, and the reward is the positive feeling or benefit that reinforces the behavior, making it more likely to be repeated. Understanding this loop is crucial for forming new habits or breaking old ones. To replace an unhealthy habit with a positive one, you can substitute the old routine with a new, more beneficial one, while still responding to the same cue and seeking a similar reward. This process is about changing the routine in a way that aligns with your goals and reinforces the desired behavior, ensuring the brain remains motivated to continue the cycle. The chapter emphasizes that consistency is crucial. Habit formation doesn't happen overnight. It takes time for the brain to adjust, and the more consistent the behavior, the more the habit becomes entrenched in the brain. The chapter also addresses the importance of small, incremental changes when trying to form new habits. Instead of attempting to overhaul your entire routine at once, it's more effective to start with tiny, manageable adjustments that build momentum. For example, rather than committing to an hour of exercise right away, starting with 5 minutes a day is a more sustainable approach that increases the likelihood of success. Small habits, once formed, can then be gradually expanded upon. The chapter points out that the key to success lies not in perfection, but in persistence. Setbacks are inevitable, and they are not a sign of failure, but rather part of the natural process of habit formation. When setbacks occur, it's important to return to the habit with a sense of understanding and patience, knowing that they don't diminish the overall progress made. Tracking progress is another strategy discussed in the chapter, as it helps maintain motivation and provides visible evidence of improvement. Writing down goals, using habit trackers, or simply reflecting on your journey helps keep you accountable and reinforces the behavior. The chapter suggests that celebrating small wins along the way also plays an important role, reinforcing new habits. Rewarding yourself when you achieve a small milestone within your new habit cycle can boost dopamine levels, making the brain associate the behavior with a positive feeling, thus further reinforcing the loop. Over time, these small rewards accumulate, solidifying the habit and making it a permanent part of your routine. In addition, the chapter highlights the importance of creating an environment that supports positive habits. Environmental cues play a huge role in shaping behavior, and small changes to your environment can greatly increase the likelihood of success. For example, if you want to eat healthier, placing fruits and vegetables in plain view and removing junk food from your kitchen can create an environment that nudges you toward better choices. Similarly, if you want to exercise more, leaving your workout clothes out or setting up your gym equipment in an easily accessible space can act as visual cues that prompt you to follow through on your intentions. The chapter emphasizes that environmental changes can help eliminate distractions and temptations, making it easier to stay on track with your positive habits. Another significant concept covered in the chapter is the idea of identity-based habits. The chapter explains that the most effective way to form lasting habits is to shift your identity to align with the behavior you want to adopt. Rather than focusing solely on achieving a specific goal such as losing weight or running a marathon, the focus should be on becoming the type of person who embodies that behavior. For example, instead of saying, "I want to exercise more," reframe it as, "I am someone who enjoys being active." This shift in mindset makes the habit feel more natural and sustainable, as it's tied to your sense of self. Identity-based habits are more resilient because they are connected to your values and who you believe yourself to be, making it easier to maintain positive behaviors in the long term. The chapter also explores the idea that habits don't just impact individual behavior, but also influence broader life changes. Once positive habits are ingrained, they have a compounding effect, where the consistent application of good habits leads to improvements in multiple areas of life. For instance, regular exercise not only improves physical health, but also boosts mental clarity, energy levels, and mood. Similarly, cultivating a reading habit can enhance knowledge, creativity, and problem-solving skills. By forming one positive habit, you set off a chain reaction that can positively affect your personal growth, relationships, and professional success. Additionally, the chapter dives into the concept of keystone habits that have a disproportionate impact on other areas of life. For example, exercise is often described as a keystone habit because it influences not just physical health, but also energy levels, sleep quality, mental health, and even productivity. By focusing on a few key habits that act as catalysts for other positive behaviors, you can create a ripple effect that improves multiple facets of your life. The chapter suggests identifying your own keystone habits and building around them, as they can serve as the foundation for broader personal growth. Finally, the chapter emphasizes that while the science of habit formation is based on biological and psychological principles, the process of forming positive habits is deeply personal and requires a mindset of self-compassion and patience. Developing new habits takes time and effort, and the journey itself is as important as the outcome. By understanding the science behind habit formation and applying practical strategies, individuals can create lasting, positive changes that lead to greater well-being, fulfillment, and success. Chapter 7. Visualization and Goal Setting. Chapter 7 provides a comprehensive examination of the powerful relationship between visualization and goal setting, outlining how both can work together to fuel success and personal achievement. It starts by explaining the neurological basis of visualization, emphasizing that when we vividly imagine a future event or outcome, the brain activates in ways that are strikingly similar to when we're physically performing the task itself. This mental rehearsal helps create neural connections that are vital for skill development, performance enhancement, and the formation of positive behaviors. By mentally practicing a task, such as delivering a speech, completing a project, the brain strengthens the pathways involved, preparing the individual for success when it's time to take real-world action. The chapter further explains that the more vividly and frequently we visualize our goals, the more ingrained the mental patterns become, thereby improving the likelihood of achieving them. The chapter then explores the essential role of goal setting in this process. It emphasizes that effective goal setting is not just about having a vague idea of success. It requires clear, well-defined objectives that provide direction and purpose. Goals need to be specific and measurable so that progress can be tracked. For instance, instead of simply deciding to get fit, a clearer goal like I will exercise for 30 minutes, 5 times a week provides a concrete target that is easier to work toward. The chapter highlights the importance of breaking down larger, long-term goals into smaller, manageable steps, which makes the path to success feel more achievable and less daunting. By setting incremental goals, individuals can maintain a sense of accomplishment, which boosts motivation and encourages continued effort toward the larger objective. This approach prevents the feeling of overwhelm and fosters steady progress, even when the end goal seems distant. Additionally, the chapter introduces the concept of SMART goals, which stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. It explains that this framework is crucial for creating goals that are not only clear, but also realistic and actionable. By ensuring that goals are specific and measurable, individuals can track their progress and adjust their efforts accordingly. The achievability of a goal is also important, as setting goals that are too ambitious or unrealistic can lead to frustration and discouragement. Relevant goals connect deeply with a person's values and long-term vision, making them more motivating and meaningful. Lastly, time-bound goals provide a sense of urgency and help prevent procrastination by setting deadlines that encourage consistent action. The chapter then connects visualization to the concept of positive thinking. Visualization is not just about mentally rehearsing an outcome. It's about picturing that success in the most positive light possible, creating an image of the desired result that evokes emotions of pride, happiness, and fulfillment. The chapter explains that positive thinking through visualization helps to foster a mindset that is both optimistic and resilient. It suggested that when individuals consistently visualize positive outcomes, their mindset shifts toward possibility and opportunity, which allows them to overcome obstacles and remain focused on their goals. This shift also makes it easier to recognize opportunities that might otherwise go unnoticed and strengthens the belief that success is within reach. The chapter emphasizes that visualization isn't a passive practice. It works alongside an active effort to reach goals, creating a positive feedback loop where mental focus translates into real-world motivation and persistence. The importance of visualizing not just the desired outcome, but the process of achieving that outcome is another key point discussed in the chapter. While it's easy to picture success, it's essential to also focus on the journey and the specific steps required to get there. Visualizing the process creates a roadmap in the mind that reinforces the behaviors and actions necessary to achieve the goal. By seeing oneself overcoming challenges, pushing through moments of doubt, and persisting in the face of setbacks, individuals can build the mental fortitude needed to navigate obstacles in real life. The chapter illustrates that this kind of process-oriented visualization helps maintain motivation when the path to success gets difficult, as it prepares the mind for challenges and minimizes the impact of setbacks. By consistently visualizing both the highs and the lows of the journey, individuals become more mentally prepared to stay committed to their goals, even when things don't go as planned. Another significant aspect of the chapter is the integration of visualization into daily routines. The chapter encourages individuals to make visualization a regular habit by dedicating time each day to mentally rehearse their goals and desired outcomes. The morning is an ideal time for this practice, as it sets a positive tone for the rest of the day and primes the mind for success. The chapter suggests that during these visualization sessions, individuals should not only focus on achieving the goal, but also on experiencing the emotions associated with that success. By fully immersing oneself in the positive feelings of accomplishment, individuals can strengthen their emotional commitment to their goals, which enhances both motivation and resilience. The chapter also advises combining visualization with other techniques like affirmation or meditation to further reinforce the mental images and boost self-confidence. In addition to the emotional benefits of visualization, the chapter highlights the role of belief in success. The practice of visualization increases self-belief by continually affirming that success is not only possible, but already within reach. When individuals see themselves succeeding in their mind's eye, it helps build confidence and self-efficacy, which are essential for achieving any goal. Visualization trains the mind to believe that success is inevitable, even when external circumstances may suggest otherwise. This shift in perception has a powerful impact on behavior, as individuals with strong self-belief are more likely to take initiative, remain resilient, and keep pushing forward toward their objectives. The chapter also underscores the role of accountability in achieving goals. It suggests that sharing goals with others, whether through social support groups, mentors, or accountability partners, can significantly increase the chances of success. Having someone else to share progress with and report adds an element of external motivation, which reinforces the commitment to follow through. When individuals visualize their goals in tandem with accountability, they feel a stronger sense of responsibility and urgency, which helps overcome procrastination and distractions. Furthermore, accountability encourages feedback, which can offer valuable insights into areas of improvement and help individuals adjust their strategies for achieving their goals. The chapter concludes by reinforcing the idea that visualization and goal setting are mutually reinforcing practices. Effective goal setting provides the structure and clarity needed to create a vision for the future, while visualization brings that vision to life, fueling motivation and emotional engagement. Together, these practices form a powerful combination that enhances focus, discipline, and performance. When combined with consistent action, these tools can lead to the achievement of long-term success, helping individuals transform their dreams into reality. The chapter emphasizes that through dedication, persistence, and the strategic use of visualization, individuals can turn their most ambitious goals into achievable outcomes, ultimately creating a life of purpose, fulfillment, and achievement. Chapter 8. The Power of Letting Go. Chapter 8 offers a deep dive into the concept of letting go, focusing on its profound role in personal growth, emotional well-being, and overall life transformation. The chapter begins by exploring how holding on to the past, whether it's past mistakes, regrets, or unresolved emotional wounds, creates a heavy emotional burden that hinders progress. It explains that emotional baggage, such as guilt, resentment, and anger, often manifests as negative thought patterns that continue to replay in the mind, leaving individuals trapped in cycles of negativity. These emotional weights can cloud judgment, distort perceptions of reality, and rob individuals of the mental clarity needed to take proactive steps toward their goals. The chapter stresses that when individuals remain attached to these feelings, they allow their past to dictate their present behavior and limit their future potential. By letting go of past hurts, individuals free themselves from these mental constraints, allowing them to experience life more fully and embrace new opportunities with a fresh perspective. The chapter also addresses how people often tie their identity to past experiences, creating a narrative that keeps them stuck. For example, someone who has experienced failure in the past may identify themselves as a failure, carrying that label into their future endeavors. The chapter explains that when individuals can let go of these limiting identities and release the stories they tell themselves about who they are or aren't, they open themselves up to a more expansive version of themselves, one that is not defined by past experiences. Letting go of these outdated self-conceptions is essential for moving forward because it allows individuals to create new, empowering identities based on their current capabilities and aspirations. The chapter further elaborates on how emotional attachment to outcomes also limits growth, particularly when individuals become fixated on a specific vision of success. This attachment to a particular outcome, such as landing a dream job or achieving a specific financial milestone, can create anxiety, stress, and frustration, especially when things don't unfold as expected. The chapter suggests that releasing the attachment to specific outcomes, while remaining committed to the process, is a more effective and peaceful approach, as it creates space for unexpected opportunities to emerge. Forgiveness is a central theme in the chapter, which emphasizes that letting go isn't just about releasing others from the grip of resentment, but also about forgiving oneself. The chapter explains that many people hold on to feelings of shame or guilt about past mistakes or perceived shortcomings, which can prevent them from fully embracing their present lives. It highlights that self-forgiveness is crucial because it allows individuals to acknowledge their mistakes, learn from them, and move forward without the burden of self-judgment. By practicing self-forgiveness, individuals not only release negative emotions, but also demonstrate self-compassion, which is essential for emotional healing and growth. The chapter stresses that forgiveness does not mean excusing hurtful behavior or forgetting the past, but rather it means releasing the hold that past actions have on the present. It's a conscious choice to no longer allow past wrongs to dictate future actions or emotions. The concept of emotional attachment is explored in depth, with the chapter illustrating how individuals often cling to possessions, relationships, or even the need to control their environment, believing that these attachments define their happiness or success. However, these attachments can create unnecessary stress, as individuals may feel they need to protect or maintain them at all costs. The chapter explores the paradox that while attachment to material possessions or people may seem comforting, it can also generate fear of loss, anxiety, and dependence, which ultimately detracts from inner peace. Letting go of attachment, the chapter suggests, allows individuals to experience greater freedom and peace, as they are no longer held captive by the fear of losing things or people they believe are essential to their happiness. This shift in mindset enables individuals to live more freely, as they stop relying on external factors for their emotional stability and begin to cultivate a deeper sense of self-reliance and resilience. The chapter also addresses the concept of control and how the need to control everything in life can lead to frustration, stress, and the lack of fulfillment. It highlights how letting go of the need to micromanage every aspect of life enables individuals to embrace a more balanced, relaxed approach to their goals. The chapter explains that not everything is within one's control, and learning to accept uncertainty is key to maintaining peace of mind. It encourages individuals to focus on what can be controlled, namely, their actions, thoughts, and responses, while releasing the need to control external circumstances, people, or outcomes. The chapter draws attention to how the need for control often stems from fear, whether it's fear of failure, fear of disappointment, or fear of vulnerability. By acknowledging that fear and choosing to release the compulsion to control, individuals can open themselves up to a more peaceful, less reactive existence. Another important aspect covered in the chapter is trusting both the process and life itself. Letting go involves a deep act of faith, as it requires individuals to relinquish the need to predict or manipulate every outcome. The chapter explains that life has its natural rhythm, and by letting go, individuals trust that things will unfold as they are meant to, even if it doesn't follow the scripts they had in mind. This trust in life's flow allows individuals to experience life with a sense of ease, rather than constantly fighting against the current. The chapter stresses that letting go is not an act of resignation, but an empowering decision to embrace the uncertainty of life with trust and openness. It encourages individuals to have faith that by releasing attachment to specific outcomes and allowing things to evolve naturally, they create space for greater creativity, opportunity, and growth to enter their lives. The chapter goes on to explain that letting go isn't a one-time event, but rather an ongoing practice. It's a continuous process of surrendering, trusting, and releasing, particularly as new challenges or emotional attachments arise. The chapter encourages individuals to cultivate a daily practice of letting go, whether through mindfulness, meditation, journaling, or simply taking a moment each day to check in with themselves and assess whether they are holding on to anything that no longer serves them. This regular practice helps individuals remain grounded and focused on the present, preventing them from becoming weighed down by past emotions or future anxieties. By regularly engaging in the practice of letting go, individuals develop the resilience to face life's ups and downs with grace and ease. The chapter concludes by reaffirming that letting go is one of the most powerful tools for personal transformation and fulfillment. It encourages readers to see letting go not as a loss, but as a gift and opportunity to reclaim energy, mental clarity, and emotional freedom. By releasing the emotional weights of the past and relinquishing the need for control, individuals can live more fully in the present, embrace change with confidence, and create space for new experiences and opportunities. Letting go, the chapter asserts, is not an act of weakness, but an act of strength, courage, and self-love, ultimately leading to a life of greater peace, joy, and fulfillment. Conclusion. The conclusion of the book offers a powerful and reflective closing message that ties together the essential themes discussed throughout the journey of personal growth and self-mastery. It reiterates that the foundation for meaningful transformation lies in taking full responsibility for one's life, a concept that permeates every chapter. By taking ownership of choices, emotions, and actions, individuals gain the power to shape their own destiny, regardless of their circumstances. The conclusion encourages readers to recognize that change begins with the decision to alter their thinking, habits, and mindset. It stresses the importance of being proactive, rather than reactive in shaping one's future, and it calls for readers to embrace the mindset that they are not victims of life's events, but rather empowered participants capable of creating the life they desire. The themes of focus and clarity revisited, emphasizing that achieving a clear sense of purpose is the first step toward creating a successful life. Without clarity, goals become aimless, and actions are scattered. The book stresses that taking time to define what truly matters, whether it's personal growth, relationships, career aspirations, or emotional well-being, allows individuals to channel their energy in a purposeful direction. The conclusion also reinforces how focus, once sharpened, fuels success. By committing to a vision and aligning one's efforts toward achieving it, the obstacles and distractions of everyday life can be overcome. It emphasizes that success is not about a one-time burst of effort, but about consistent, intentional action that stems from a deep sense of clarity about one's goals. Emotional intelligence is another crucial element the book encourages readers to cultivate, and the conclusion emphasizes its vital role in building strong relationships, managing challenges, and navigating life's uncertainties. It reaffirms that emotional intelligence is a skill that can be developed and sharpened through self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy, and social skills. By mastering emotional intelligence, individuals can strengthen their decision-making abilities, better understand their emotions and the emotions of others, and respond to situations with resilience and insight. The conclusion calls for readers to practice emotional intelligence daily by becoming more mindful of their emotional triggers, learning to manage negative emotions, and using emotions constructively to propel them forward. The idea of cultivating positive habits as a catalyst for long-term change is also reinforced in the conclusion, highlighting how small, consistent actions taken over time create the foundation for big transformations. The chapter reiterates that success doesn't come from radical changes or overnight achievements, but rather from the development of disciplined, positive routines that align with one's goals. The book suggests that readers start small, choosing one or two habits to work on and gradually build from there. This gradual approach ensures that habits are sustainable and that progress is measurable. Through this lens, habits are seen not just as daily tasks, but as the building blocks of a successful and fulfilling life. Visualization and goal setting, which are explored in depth throughout the book, are also highlighted in the conclusion as powerful tools for shaping the future. It reaffirms that goal setting without action is futile, and that consistent visualization of one's goals brings them into clearer focus, strengthening the belief that success is possible. The conclusion reinforces the power of mental imagery in achieving success by showing readers that regularly visualizing their desired outcomes aligns their thoughts and actions toward those outcomes, helping them to stay motivated and resilient. By keeping their goals in front of them mentally, readers are encouraged to stay grounded in their vision, even when faced with obstacles or delays. The conclusion emphasizes that the process of setting clear, realistic goals and visualizing their achievement is a fundamental strategy for personal empowerment. Letting go, which is one of the most profound concepts covered in the book, is also a key element emphasized in the conclusion. Letting go is not about abandoning one's dreams or giving up, but about releasing the emotional weight and limiting beliefs that hinder progress. The conclusion stresses that individuals must learn to release their attachment to things, outcomes, and people that do not serve their higher purpose. This act of letting go creates space for new opportunities, new ways of thinking, and a greater sense of inner peace. The conclusion suggests that by practicing forgiveness both toward others and oneself, individuals can free themselves from the emotional burdens that hold them back from moving forward. Letting go is framed as a necessary step for emotional freedom and empowerment, allowing individuals to step into their full potential without the weight of the past weighing them down. Trust is another essential component emphasized in the conclusion. It encourages readers to trust the process of personal growth and to have faith that their efforts will pay off over time, even if results are not immediate. Trusting the timing of one's life, understanding that growth happens in stages and that setbacks are part of the journey, is key to maintaining motivation and perseverance. The conclusion reinforces the idea that personal transformation is not an instant change, but a gradual process that requires patience, resilience, and consistent effort. It also encourages readers to trust themselves, to believe in their ability to overcome challenges, adapt to change, and create a life aligned with their deepest desires. By cultivating trust in themselves and the process of life, individuals can maintain a sense of peace even in the face of uncertainty. The conclusion goes further to emphasize that personal growth is an ongoing journey, and it is important to approach it with curiosity, openness, and humility. It encourages readers to view challenges not as failures, but as opportunities for growth and self-discovery. The book reassures readers that every step, no matter how small, brings them closer to becoming the person they are capable of being. It also reinforces that self-mastery is not about perfection, but about consistent, conscious effort toward becoming the best version of oneself. The conclusion stresses that personal growth is not a destination, but a lifelong process, one that requires continuous self-reflection, adaptation, and a willingness to evolve. Finally, the conclusion offers a call to action, urging readers to take the insights and tools provided throughout the book and apply them to their lives. It stresses that knowledge without action is ineffective, and that true transformation comes when individuals put the lessons learned into practice. The conclusion encourages readers to take immediate steps, no matter how small, toward implementing the changes they desire, reminding them that every action taken today is the foundation for a better tomorrow. It challenges readers to live with intention, to focus on what truly matters, and to take inspired action toward their dreams, knowing that they have the power to shape their future. The conclusion affirms that each individual is capable of achieving their highest potential, and that by embracing the journey of self-growth with determination and trust, they can create a life that is truly fulfilling, meaningful, and aligned with their deepest values.